When I first watched The Matrix, my first thought it's a movie about computers and machines. Now I think it's a movie about something else entirely. About living a life you never consciously chose, a life that feels normal because everyone around you is living it too. 3 years ago I would have laughed at that idea, and today I was living it. Not because I was trapped inside a simulation, but because I had slowly stopped asking myself one simple question: is this actually the life I want? And I think that's one of the most dangerous things that can happen to us. Not losing our job, not failing, not making mistakes, but becoming so comfortable with the path in front of us that we never stop asking whether we chose it ourselves. Most of us are born into a system that already has a plan for us. Go to school, get good grades, go to university, find a respectful job, work hard, buy a house, pay the bills, retire one day. None of those things are wrong. For many people, they are exactly what brings meaning and happiness. And this is a video about rejecting society or pretending there is only one way to live. It's about something much simpler. It's about asking yourself whether the life you're building is actually yours or whether you inherited it without ever questioning it, because that's what exactly happened to me. For years, I thought I was making my own decisions. I moved abroad, I learned new languages, I became a dive instructor, I work in luxury hotels. Later, I became cabin crew. I traveled the world. On paper, my life looked exciting. People would tell me how lucky I was. You've seen so much, you have a dream job. I wish I had your life. And honestly, for a while, I believed them. I believed that if I just kept going, kept collecting experiences, kept ticking off countries from a map, one day I would finally arrive at this feeling I've been chasing. That feeling where everything suddenly makes sense. So I kept traveling. I visited more than 50 countries. I stood in places I had once only seen in photographs. I watched sunrises over mountains, I walked through ancient cities, I met incredible people from every corner of the world. And every time I came home, I told myself, maybe the next trip, maybe the next country will be different, maybe then I will finally feel complete. But something strange kept happening. No matter where I went, I always brought myself with me. The excitement faded, the photos stayed. But that quiet feeling inside never really disappeared. And it wasn't a sadness or depression, it was more like a disconnection. Participating in it, but never fully living it. For a long time, I thought something was wrong with me. How could I feel this way when I had everything I used to dream about? Stable income, free accommodation, travel, adventure, security. Wasn't that supposed to be a success? Then one day I realized something. Maybe I wasn't searching for happiness at all. Maybe what I was really looking for was inner peace. Because happiness comes and goes. It's a beautiful emotion, but it's temporary. Inner peace feels different. It's waking up without constantly feeling like you're escaping your life. It's knowing that even when things are uncertain, you're at least walking in a direction that feels true to yourself. That realization changed everything. It also made something incredibly uncomfortable impossible to ignore. If I knew I wasn't living the life that felt authentic to me, what was I going to do about it? That's the moment where I think most of us get stuck. Not because we don't know, but because we do know. Deep down, we already know. We know which relationship isn't working, which job is draining us, what dreams we've been postponing, or which version of ourselves we've been hiding. But comfort is persuasive. Comfort whispers, stay a little longer, now isn't the right time. What if you fail? What if everyone thinks you're crazy? And suddenly years pass, not because we made a decision, but because we avoided making one. I realized that every day I stayed in a life I no longer believed in. I was making a decision, just not consciously. The funny thing is, when I finally decided to leave my job, people thought I was brave. It didn't feel brave. It felt scary. I had no perfect plan, no guaranteed income, no certainty, only one thing, a feeling that I couldn't ignore anymore. And for the first time in years, I trusted my gut more than my comfort. And looking back now, I don't think courage is the absence of fear. I think courage is reaching a point where staying the same becomes more painful than changing. That's exactly what happened to me, and maybe that's what the Matrix was really trying to say. Not that we're trapped by machines, but that the greatest prison is unconscious living. Doing things simply because everyone else is doing them. Accepting definitions of success you never wrote yourself. Living according to expectations that slowly become your own without ever asking if they should. The Matrix isn't a place, it's a moment where you stop asking yourself whether the life you live is actually yours. The moment you stop questioning, you stop listening to yourself, and you become so busy surviving that you forget what it feels like to truly live. I don't think everyone should quit their job. I don't think everyone should travel the world or move across different countries or completely reinvent their lives. This isn't about copying my decisions, it's about making your own. Because maybe your authentic life looks very different from mine. Maybe your dream is starting a family, building a business, living in a small town, or staying exactly where you are. None of that matters. What matters is that the decision should come from you, not from fear, not from expectations of others, not from autopilot. And I think that's the difference between existing and living. Today, my life is far less certain than what it used to be. I don't know exactly where I will be a year from now. I don't know which opportunities will work out. I don't know whether every decision I'm making is the right one. But for the first time in a very long time, my life feels like it belongs to me, actually. And that feeling is worth more than any job that I've ever had, more than any countries that I've visited, more than any image of success I try to live up to. Because I would rather spend my life making mistakes while following my own path than spend decades becoming someone else I was never meant to be. Maybe that's what waking up really means, not discovering that the world is fake, but discovering that you've been living someone else's definition of success. And deciding that from today onward, you're finally going to write your own.